when a Russian spy ship gets too close to a U.S. Navy aircraft carrier. Responding to this ever-present threat, the U.S. Navy executes its moves with remarkable precision. When a Russian spy ship inches too close for comfort, a complex series of actions unfolds. A silent command echoes through the vast expanse of the carrier, reaching 5,000 sailors who swiftly power down their electronic devices. Simultaneously, advanced electronic decoys are deployed, creating a technological smokescreen to ensure the safety of the fleet. What unfolds on board U.S. Navy ships at this crucial juncture is nothing short of impressive, showcasing the prowess and readiness of the naval forces. To comprehend the potential consequences of these confrontations, one must first understand the nature of Russian spy ships, the formidable adversaries that the U.S. Navy contends with on the open seas. Integral to Russia's naval strategy, these vessels are primarily designed for intelligence gathering and monitoring global maritime activities. Unlike traditional warships, their focus is on surveillance rather than direct combat. Equipped with advanced electronic surveillance systems, these ships can intercept and analyze various communications, including radar and radio signals. The capabilities of these spy ships extend to electronic warfare, allowing them to disrupt or deceive enemy electronics through countermeasures that jam radar and communications. Furthermore, sophisticated radar and sonar sensor arrays provide enhanced situational awareness, facilitating discrete monitoring of naval asset movements. While encounters between Russian spy ships and the U.S. Navy are not infrequent, international maritime law permits these vessels to transit through the U.S. Economic Exclusive Zone. An illustrative incident occurred in January 2023 when a Russian spy ship was spotted approximately 100 miles off the coast of Hawaii. Such encounters necessitate a nuanced examination of the delicate balance between maritime surveillance and respecting international laws. Questions emerge about the sufficiency of existing regulations and whether there is a need for stricter measures to safeguard maritime security. To appreciate the gravity of the situation when a Russian spy ship gets too close to a U.S. aircraft carrier, it is imperative to grasp the significance of these carriers in the context of the U.S. Navy. Acting as the most adaptable and survivable airfields globally, aircraft carriers play a pivotal role in supporting operations against various targets, contributing to maritime security and assisting in disaster response and humanitarian efforts. The U.S. boasts 11 large nuclear-powered carriers, each capable of carrying about 80 fighters. These floating behemoths, with more deck space than all other nations combined, are equipped with advanced weapons like F/A-18 Hornets, poised for extensive combat missions. Patrolling key waterways and responding to international crises, these carriers reinforce U.S. maritime supremacy and influence, making them prime targets for intelligence gathering by Russian spy ships. When a Russian spy ship encroaches upon the safety zone of a U.S. aircraft carrier, a meticulously orchestrated response is set into motion. The Combat Information Center, often referred to as the brain of the carrier, issues commands that resonate throughout the vessel. A collective alert is sounded, reaching every corner of the carrier and its crew of 5,000 highly trained sailors. This prompts a swift and coordinated effort, with crew members rushing to their designated positions to execute predefined protocols and duties. The military places significant emphasis on clear and concise communication protocols to ensure accurate and prompt transmission of information. Standardized procedures and codes are in place to convey specific instructions and responses efficiently. Communication channels are established through intercom systems, radio, or other communication devices, enabling officers in the CIC to broadcast important messages to the entire crew or specific sections of the ship. Having been briefed about the presence of an enemy spy ship, all respective units immediately initiate both defensive and defensive protocols. Understanding that a spy ship's primary goal is to extract valuable information, sailors on the aircraft carrier may receive an immediate call to turn off all electronic devices. This proactive measure not only prevents potential interference or unauthorized information leakage, but also contributes to maintaining a controlled electronic environment on board. Beyond interference prevention, Turning off electronic devices is integral to maintaining operational security. A controlled electronic environment is crucial for preventing unauthorized access to sensitive information and ensuring a focused response to the situation at hand. Additionally, U.S. Navy aircraft carriers are equipped with several offensive and defensive electronic warfare systems designed to counter or neutralize any threat. These systems are not limited to disrupting the spy ship's surveillance and intelligence gathering capabilities. They can also impede their operations by interfering and jamming their communications and radar. Radar jamming, a key countermeasure, involves emitting signals that interfere with or overwhelm the radar signals used by the spy ship for surveillance. This disrupts their ability to accurately detect and track targets. Furthermore, U.S. aircraft carriers operate sophisticated communication jamming equipment capable of interfering with or blocking radio signals and communication frequencies used by spy ships. These systems are designed to disrupt the enemy's ability to effectively communicate and coordinate. Decoy systems, such as electronic decoys or chaff, can also be deployed to divert the attention of the spy ship, creating confusion and making it harder for them to distinguish between real and false signals. Signals intelligence emerges as another crucial electronic warfare tactic employed by U.S. aircraft carriers in these high-stakes encounters. It involves collecting signals and communication-related information to gain insight into the workings of the adversary or target. This intelligence gathering encompasses verbal communications, written messages, data from radar and weapon systems, and more. By analyzing patterns in electronic signals over time, carriers can infer the intentions and capabilities of the spy ship. SIGINT, closely tied to electronic countermeasures, allows carriers to tailor specific responses, including electronic jamming, to disrupt the spy ship's communications and surveillance capabilities. The intelligence gathered also informs the initiation of attack protocols if the situation escalates. Beyond mere tracking, the carrier's intelligence team engages in a nuanced analysis of the spy ship's intentions. This involves assessing patterns, identifying any aggressive maneuvers, and evaluating the ship's proximity to the carrier group. By discerning potential threats and deciphering the spy ship's motives, naval commanders can make informed decisions regarding the appropriate level of response. It's essential to note that the carrier's command structure conducts a comprehensive risk assessment based on gathered intelligence. This assessment considers factors such as the spy ship's behavior, historical contexts, and perceived threat level. The outcome guides the command in the determination of the most suitable response measures, ranging from diplomatic engagement to defensive posturing, depending on the assessed risk level. Detecting enemy ships, regardless of how swift and advanced they may be, is a testament to the advanced surveillance systems on board U.S. Navy aircraft carriers. These carriers employ advanced radar techniques and technologies to search for spy ships and ensure comprehensive surveillance. Several radar systems contribute to this capability, each tailored to different aspects of maritime surveillance. A state-of-the-art surface search radar, often used for surface search and navigation, helps in the detection of nearby ships and obstacles. However, the capabilities of U.S. Navy aircraft carriers go beyond powerful radars. They utilize a myriad of detection technologies, including visual lookouts, electronic countermeasure equipment, radio direction finders, and intelligence reports. Continuous monitoring ensures not only the detection of potential threats, but also their prevention from remaining undetected. The timely detection of spy ships is paramount for ensuring maritime security. A delay in identifying these vessels could have significant consequences, potentially compromising the safety and strategic interests of the carrier and its fleet. The consequences could range from unauthorized data extraction to potential acts of aggression if the spy ship's intentions are perceived as a direct threat. Rules of engagement serve as the guiding principles for U.S. Navy vessels facing close encounters with enemy ships. These guidelines or directives define the circumstances, conditions, degree, and manner in which the use of force or actions that might be construed as provocative may be applied. The ROE for U.S. Navy vessels prioritize de-escalation, but provide a framework for escalating responses when necessary. It's crucial to understand that spy ships are not warships in the traditional sense. Their primary purpose is intelligence gathering, not direct combat. If detected, they may lack the defensive capabilities to engage in a confrontation. Consequently, their emphasis is typically on avoiding such situations. Therefore, their presence near U.S. aircraft carriers doesn't inherently pose an imminent threat to the carrier's safety. However, based on the assessment through advanced surveillance, if the spy ship is deemed to pose a threat to the sovereignty of the United States, appropriate measures must be taken to mitigate that threat. In the worst-case scenario, where U.S. Navy sailors on the carrier need to take defensive or offensive actions, strict rules of engagement govern their response. The decision to use lethal force is governed by the imminent danger posed by the approaching enemy vessel. The ROE provide a framework for assessing the level of threat and responding accordingly. While de-escalation is a priority, the rules recognize that in certain circumstances, the use of force may be necessary to protect the safety and sovereignty of the U.S. Navy and its assets. Having explored what an encounter between a Russian spy ship and a U.S. aircraft carrier potentially looks like and how challenging the situations can get, one can assert with utmost assurance that being well prepared is an understatement when it comes to the readiness of the U.S. Navy to counter the threats posed by adversaries. The arsenal of the U.S. Navy includes warships equipped with cutting-edge technology, advanced surveillance systems, and state-of-the-art offensive and defensive mechanisms. The U.S. Navy's capability to detect, assess, and mitigate threats is a testament to the meticulous show of power and resilience of its brave sailors. It is through their dedication and commitment that the U.S. has maintained its dominance in the blue waters, securing its maritime supremacy. This video aims not only to inform but also to provoke thoughtful reflection on the dynamics of international relations and the indispensable role of naval forces in ensuring global stability. You can click the link in the description or visit our channel page to join and become a member. The geopolitical landscape is undergoing a seismic shift as China boldly declares its ambitions to become a robust, democratic, civilized, harmonious, and modern socialist country by the year 2049. While the world grapples with this declaration, one aspect that has sent shockwaves across the international stage is China's resolute goal of transforming its armed forces into world-class forces. This ambition raises eyebrows globally, prompting concerns and speculation about the measures China may employ to achieve superpower status. Not merely a superpower, but the superpower. A pivotal element of China's ascent to global dominance is its rapid expansion of naval capabilities, a journey that commenced just a decade ago. This expansion is characterized by its five-pronged approach, covering the submarine force, surface force, coastal defense force, marine force, and the naval air force. With a manpower strength of 240,000 personnel, including 15,000 Marines and 26,000 Naval Air Force personnel, China has swiftly become the second-largest navy in the world in terms of tonnage, standing at an impressive 2,400,000 tons as of 2022, trailing only behind the U.S. Navy. The numerical prowess of China's fleet is staggering, boasting the largest number of major surface combatants globally, with an overall battle force comprising approximately 350 surface ships and submarines. In comparison, the U.S. Navy's battle force is composed of around 293 ships. The Chinese fleet's trajectory indicates significant growth, with projections pointing to a fleet of 400 ships in the next 2 years. This starkly contrasts with the U.S. fleet, still below 300 ships, and the Pentagon's goal is to reach 350 manned ships by 2045, trailing China's trajectory. One of the most tangible symbols of China's naval ambitions is its investment in aircraft carriers. China is actively engaged in the construction of 2 carriers of its own design, showcasing substantial advances in capabilities. The Shandong, China's second aircraft carrier, with an estimated weight of 50,000 tons, is slightly larger than its predecessor, the Liaoning. It has the capacity to carry up to 44 aircraft, including fighter jets, early warning airplanes, and helicopters. Equipped with modern communication, navigation, and combat systems, the Shandong is adept at various naval operations such as air defense and anti-submarine warfare. The Type 003 Fujian, a looming giant on the naval horizon, is expected to surpass the Shandong in size, boasting a displacement of around 85,000 tons. What sets it apart is the incorporation of an electromagnetic aircraft launch system, a more advanced method for launching aircraft off the carrier's deck. Ambitiously, China has set a goal to have 6 carrier strike groups operational by 2035. This audacious move positions China to project an unprecedented level of combat power globally, a prospect that triggers significant global concern. Amidst these maritime developments, the Chinese Dream Initiative, emphasized by the government, underscores the importance of maintaining social stability and national unity. However, the means employed to achieve these objectives, such as the internment of Uyghurs and other ethnic minorities in camps in Xinjiang, have drawn international criticism as violations of human rights and threats to regional stability. Analysts perceive these policies, along with actions like the crackdown on pro-democracy protests in Hong Kong, as part of a broader effort to suppress dissent and consolidate political control within China's borders. The South China Sea stands as a critical theater in China's pursuit of regional dominance. China's claims of sovereignty over much of the South China Sea have led to numerous patrols, exercises, and the construction of artificial islands and military facilities. Territorial disputes, especially with Taiwan, further complicate the regional dynamics. President Xi Jinping's unambiguous stance on Taiwan, considering it a breakaway province that must be reunified with Beijing, even if force is required, adds a layer of geopolitical tension. As China's naval power burgeons, questions arise about its potential impact on the long-standing dominance of the U.S. Navy. Some argue that China's growing naval strength with advanced ships and weapon systems could challenge the U.S. Navy's position as the world's most formidable naval force. However, proponents of the U.S. Navy point to its historical experience, technological superiority, and extensive training as factors that render them unfazed by China's advancements. In assessing naval power, it becomes evident that sheer numbers do not equate to maritime superiority. The U.S. Navy's 11 aircraft carriers, complemented by a diverse array of advanced technologies, including laser weapons, next-generation electronic warfare, and the capability to launch and control a fleet of unmanned systems, highlight its multifaceted strength. The ability to project forward-positioned fifth-generation maritime air power is a key advantage, potentially overwhelming Chinese carrier defenses. The presence of advanced destroyers armed with cutting-edge technologies further solidifies the U.S. Navy's superiority. The integration of 11 aircraft carriers, coupled with the deployment of F-35Bs and F-35Cs, demonstrates a formidable force projection capability. Additionally, strategic alliances, such as Japan's significant investment in F-35s, contribute to an enhanced threat picture in the region. In this context, China's aircraft carriers may face vulnerability in engagements with the U.S. Navy, given the latter's advanced capabilities and strategic positioning. The Pacific Theater introduces an additional layer of complexity, with the potential deployment of land-based F-22s and F-35As from strategic locations like Guam or Japan. Japan's increasing investment in advanced attack formations further amplifies the regional threat dynamics. China's development of a carrier-launched J-31 fighter jet, a fifth-generation aircraft, introduces uncertainty about its effectiveness against the advanced capabilities of U.S. and Japanese fighters. The U.S. Navy's formidable submarine fleet emerges as a significant factor in the maritime power play. Upgraded Virginia-class attack submarines equipped with advanced sonar-quieting technology enhance intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance capabilities. The ability to operate closer to high-risk areas with lower detection risks positions these submarines as ideal assets for locating and attacking Chinese surface ships using torpedoes and undersea-launched Tomahawk missiles. In a recent interview with Admiral Samuel Paparo, commander of the United States Pacific Fleet, he reaffirmed the U.S. Navy's unwavering commitment in the South China Sea and the broader region. Emphasizing the technological edge of U.S. submarine capabilities, Admiral Paparo highlighted the generation-ahead status compared to Chinese capabilities. In summary, while China's strides in modernizing its Navy are acknowledged, the United States remains confident in its naval capabilities, technological advantages, and strategic alliances. The U.S. Navy, supported by a robust network of allies and partners, stands at the forefront of technology, resources, and global reach. Acknowledging the potential threat posed by China's Navy, the United States actively invests in new technologies and capabilities, including unmanned systems, cyber capabilities, and undersea warfare, to counterbalance and maintain its position. The evolving geopolitical landscape in the Asia-Pacific region remains a focal point, with tensions over Taiwan, the South China Sea, and trade presenting potential flashpoints. While China's Navy is undoubtedly a force to be reckoned with, the United States is resolute in safeguarding its technological edge and strategic position. As both nations continue to invest heavily in naval capabilities, the specter of miscalculation or conflict looms, urging a vigilant monitoring of developments on the global stage. The future world order hangs in the balance, and the dynamics of naval power will play a pivotal role in shaping it.